you have to be perfect, right, to be successful in weight loss. No, we are actually human beings, right? And so, yeah, first of all, just know, yeah, you're not going to be perfect because you're human. Weight loss is not going to be linear. It is not going to be ongoing. If you are someone who is able to lose weight without ever hitting a plateau, God bless you, 100% do not need me. And so, first of all, we start by accepting the reality of this. There's a lot to the physiology. You have a lifelong disease, and also you are actually a human being living a life, and life has a way of lifing. And so our perspective on these needs to be one of your life. And so, sometimes I'll ask patients who are getting really kind of not happy with progress, like, hey, like, how long have you been living in this body? Like, by definition, it's the rest of your life, right? And so that is actually how long you have to work on this. And so look at this as like, look, 19 calories a day is 2 pounds in a year, right? And so tiny changes, and also give yourself grace. I mean, I tell myself every year, beginning in October, which I think of October to New Year's as bulking season. I'm going to go through my birthday and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And so every year I'm going to say, hey, if you're the same weight January 1 as you are October 1, you're a winner. And so things will inevitably happen. Medications will have shortages, insurance coverages will change. And does this determine your future success? Absolutely not. We did all this without these meds, and they are a wonderful help, but they're not necessary to your success. They're just super helpful sometimes, a lot of the times even. But I always let all of my patients know, because most of them lose so much more than is advertised for these meds. And I actually keep the printed out copies of the SURMOUNT-1 trials, which is when Zepbound was approved by the FDA. And we'll always be pointing out, like, hey, this is currently the world's greatest weight loss med. And by the way, you've lost, however much more than this. And so everyone needs to know that. And so, no, you absolutely don't have to be perfect. I will say, when I gave notice, that's my last job before I had this one moving to Lubbock. It's like, it was, kind of rough. And that's the only time I got actually back over 200 pounds after I started losing. And so it happens. Like, so what? Okay. We're always going to be like that person. I am an emotional eater. That's me. And so, oh gosh, this past September, when the UMC computers went out, felt not great, felt traumatic, felt kind of like PTSD from COVID. And I was like real sad. And I went home and ate my feelings for a few days. I did not step on a scale for 5 days. And this is why you should do that, because in those 5 days of being a little bit emotional and not getting on a scale, I gained 8 pounds. Do we get upset at ourselves about this? No. In fact, over time we learn, my body doesn't decide, I decide. And so, yeah, got a little bit off the rails, but that's okay. I'm going to get right back on kind of weighing and tracking. And it took me kind of 3-4 weeks, but we got back. And so understand, there are peaks, there are valleys, but again, the only way you lose is if you quit. So just don't. And it's always about constant change, constant honesty about where we're at and what we've done. It's okay, just own it. Yeah. So what? But when someone stumbles on a stair, right? We don't, as a rule, say, oh, I messed up once, and just throw yourself down the flight of stairs, right? So everyone's gonna mess up. It's okay. So what? You ate the Sour Patch Kids, right? Yeah, nobody's looking. You just think they are. And so let it go. Move on, enjoy what you had, love it while you're doing it, and then pick up the pieces the next day and we start all over. And that is okay. Because again, body doesn't decide, you choose, okay? And so absolutely no, you don't have to be perfect at all. I am the 100% example of that. And so be kind to yourself. There's always a better way to look at this, right? You live in America, right? And so if the average American is gaining weight every year of their adult life, if you just stay the same, you're a winner. And so own that, love it, and love yourself, and just don't stop trying. There's always a way around it.